have the Princess Margaret House for this year, actually, coming up later in the show. But before we get there, let's talk about real estate for a moment, shall we?
Oh, yes.
It is so hot in so many of the bigger cities in the country. So let me just give you an example. A few weeks ago, at the beginning of this month, a house sold in 3 days for $150,000 over asking in the beach area of Toronto. So if you know Toronto, the beach is sort of a very good location. It sold for over $1 million. So $150,000 over asking. If you could see this house, it was just a wreck.
That's the tear down, right?
It was a total tear down.
Salvage it.
Well, they are salvaging it because someone bought it. I don't know if they're going to completely tear it down and demolish it, or if they're going to gut it down to the studs and redo it. But we want to talk a little bit about when do you actually just leave a home, and when do you decide, I'm going to reno this baby? Would you reno that tear down? Would you do something with the tear down?
You know what, if a home has charm or character, some sort of heritage properties that could be restored, fantastic. But I find 9 times out of 10 you're going to spend more money and waste more time trying to turn something into what it's not. So, I mean, in that case, they probably paid too much. They may think they're saving some of it, but I'm going to place my bets that in the end, they're going to end up tearing the whole thing down and getting into a bit of a permit nightmare.
Right. What do you think?
See, I think if you're in a mature neighborhood and it has a nice facade, keep the front, like we did, and just demolish the back of the house. So when you pull up at our house is 1913. So it's over 100 years old. So when you pull up, you see, oh, it blends in with the neighbor, but from the front door, there was nothing there.
You see that. You open it, it's air. Like, oh.
Yes, you open it and you said, there's sky. But
it's like one of our City Line sets.
I was determined, yeah, exactly. But I was determined to make sure that that house looked like it had always been there.
Right.
But it had a beautiful exterior, it had a stone exterior. If it doesn't have a great exterior, but if you're going to tear down a house, please hire a great architect and try to integrate it architecturally to the neighborhood. Don't make it stand out. Don't make it bigger, like 10 feet taller than all the neighbors. Like be sympathetic to the neighborhood you're building.
Absolutely.
Have some cohesion for sure.
Which is what we do at Princess Margaret Show houses. They always blend into the neighborhood.
Yes, and we're going to see a lot more of the Princess Margaret House. So I was discussing with the audience, we want that house. If there's a car,
buy a ticket. Buy $100. You get the whole house and everything in it.
Everything in it. If there is a nice car parked in the driveway, do we get the car?
I think that's a separate prize.
No, that's a separate car. It's usually my car is in the driveway.
Oh, is it? You get his car.
My car's in the driveway.
Let's go to break. More coming up. Stay with us.